Hello guys, today I'll be teaching you how to make your own version of Flappy Bird, or as we call it, Makey Bird. So please go pick on the background button and you'll see a bunch of backgrounds and you can choose any one of them. I personally like this one a lot. After that, you now want to pick an agent, right? Agent's another word for a character that you're going to put in the software. So click on the agent button, let's find the bird, click on that. Once you select that bird, you want to change its name to bird and the size to 70 pixels. Perfect. Now you made your bird. Click on the left side of the screen after you click on your bird, so you can just move it over for a starting point. Now, it's time to write our first prompt. We want the bird to basically fall down. However, while it's falling down, we want it to stay as is. We don't want it to move to its side or that. So while we're writing the current prompt, instead of saying move up and down, you say you want to use up and down on the y-axis. And you have to remember, we always need to keep the bird's angle at 0.
Now after this prompt, you see that the bird's on the right side of the screen. So now I want you to click back on the left side of the screen and have the starting location of the bird always be at what the coordinates are, x equals 40, y equals 250. However, have the angle always be 0 so it stays straight up. Now it's time to make sure that the bird, whenever you click the space button, it goes up. So I want you to write a new prompt that when you click the space button on your computer, it goes up the y-axis at 2 times the rate that it's currently falling down. Alright, so now for the fun part. We want to add the pipes that the Flappy Bird, or as we call Makey Bird, is going to have to go through. So now I want you to choose an agent and you're going to name it Pipe 1. You now want to downsize a little bit, and I will bring it to 70 pixels. And you see me there, I multiplied it by 4. Now after that, you want to start a new prompt. And you want to make sure you set the x and y axis to those points that it's going to be all the time. You see I said it's like the x axis to be 250 and so on. Make sure you set the angles to x equals 0. And now for our final part. We want these pipes, and you're going to have them pipes 1 and 2 move simultaneously towards x equals 10. We want 3 and 4 to also mimic that. However, once they get to the end, we want them going back to x equals 450, or whatever it says on your computer. So it repeats this process all over again. Once you press apply changes, you'll see that they go down to x equals 0, and now they're back at x equals 450, and it goes so on and so on. And now finally, if you want to make it a little fun, you put in the coordinates, hey, once they reach x equals 10, have there be new y coordinates. However, have the space in between the pipes be the same. And now when they reach x equals 10, they can switch locations on it, and you can see if it's true at the bottom of your agents. And hey, look, they go down, now they're at x equals 0, and hey, their y-axis changed. And that's how you make Flappy Bird. Enjoy.